Hey guys, GV here. I wanted to do another PvP build today, and this one is completely off the wall. The last time I did that Predator Mark build, it was nothing groundbreaking, but it was a pretty sweet, pretty effective build. And this one, it's very, very effective too. I made it last night, and I was streaming it also. So I haven't been able to capture any good footage yet, but I'm going to record some footage of this soon too, probably today actually. And I'm running a 4-piece final measure build. That is right, a 4-piece final measure build, and I have been spanking kids with it. I even got hate mail from an Alpha Bridge user. I told him he should quit the game after losing a 1v1. So as you can see, 246 DPS, 421 toughness, 177, 5 skill power. Nothing really jumps out at you as that great. I'm a little squishy. I don't have a lot of damage, but that's some sneaky DPS there. So I'm actually going to go over what Final Measure does, since most people probably only ever wore the 2-piece. But I have a Final Measure chest with armor and health, ammo capacity. The 2-piece Final Measure is exotic damage resilience, which is great since people are spamming nades, and there are turrets and seeker mines everywhere now. The 3-piece set is 15% protection from leech. Doesn't really help you in PvP. But the last one, 4-piece, is Final Measure. When in range of hostile grenades or mortars, diffuses them and adds grenades to your inventory. Can only happen once every 8 seconds. So not only do you soak up an enemy grenade once every 8 seconds, but you get that grenade added to your inventory. So it's really great because you almost never run out of frag nades or shock nades or fire nades or anything. So again, I have the Final Measure chest with 3127 armor. You can obviously get 100 and something more armor on there. The build's not perfectly optimized yet, but it is pretty damn good. Armor and health is great. It adds a little more toughness to you. You don't need the EDR because you have exotic damage resilience as your 2-piece perk already. But you could go health on kill if you wanted. If it's a more PvE focused set, which this is a very good set for PvE. If you're farming Clear Sky, you can soak up those mortars. You could run some protection from elites or something like that to get even more tanky against all those yellow enemies. The mask I'm running has skill power, enemy armor damage. I'm trying to get enemy armor damage everywhere because this is kind of a DPS build. It doesn't look like it, but I'll explain why it is in a minute. But still stamina, skill power. I got Shortbow Championship knee pads. Rolled to electronics with armor. I am missing enemy armor damage on it, which is kind of sad, but I got them. They didn't have armor, so I had to put armor on them. And I did get a good armor roll on them. So Shortbow knee pads are they're not a necessity to this build, but they are great to have that that almost instant fuse on your grenades. A specialized backpack rolled to electronics with armor. This is important because it's the only way that you can kind of get these balanced stats across the board. I got a good electronics roll on it, good armor roll. Don't have ammo capacity, but it is what it is. Final Measure gloves rolled to firearms with crit chance, crit damage, assault rifle damage. Perfect. We'll see why those are important in a minute. Oops. And my holster, 1269, 1271, 1269. It doesn't have as much armor. This one has a little more armor, but it lowers my DPS and skill power a touch, so I just chose to go with this one, lose that 50 armor. So, sneaky DPS. Why do I have sneaky DPS? Well, the perks I'm running on this lightweight M4 are destructive, unforgiving, and responsive. And those are destructive and responsive are two of the best perks in the game right now. You can't beat that. 22% enemy armor damage is a high armor damage rifle. It actually puts out surprisingly good damage, especially when I use my pulse or my booster shot with competent on this MP7. So I'm going to get another 10% using that little exploit. I guess they say it's working as intended, but I don't believe that. So I get an extra 10% damage on top of all this, on top of responsive. So really you're looking at a base 20% damage increase on this rifle before you even count what booster shot does for you. So it actually puts out quite a bit of DPS. Only running 17.5% base DPS on this rifle, but I have a very powerful pulse, which I'll show you in a minute. My enemy armor damage should be, in the mid-50s, but I got to farm better knee pads still. Once I do that, this build's going to be even more effective. Again, my armor's not quite where I want it. I'm only at 54.26% damage mitigation, but it's still been very effective for me. My 25% EDR. So the talents I'm running on this is I'm running booster shot. I run it on just about every single build. I'm running a pulse. Now you can see my pulse damage on a conceal is 26 chance, 20 damage. And on the damage pulse, it's 26 damage, 27, or 26 chance, 27 damage. So this takes that 17.5% base damage and puts it up in the 40s for my crit chance on that rifle, and adds another 27. So I'm over 100% crit damage as well. So it sneakily hits very, very hard. Plus, you're running any other Alpha Bridge users or any other DPS builds on your team, and that pulse is going to help them immensely. For my talents, I'm running Critical Save, I'm running Combat Medic, I'm running On the Move. I run those for every single build, every single time, without exception. I'm also running Strike Back, reach low health to reduce active skill cooldowns by 20%. I chose this because this build being a little bit squishy, it'll help me just get my booster shot back a little bit faster, 5-6 seconds faster. You could run Tech Support, keep your pulse going a little bit longer for getting kills. You could run One is None since it is kind of a DPS build. You could run Chain Reaction for spamming grenades. You could run Wildfire for spamming incendiary grenades. You're not limited in what perks you can run on this build. With this skill power, you could run Triage and get your stuff back a little bit faster that way too. The Combat Medic, Critical Save, On the Move are kind of requirements for me with this current meta. And the last one's just kind of dealer's choice. It's whatever you're comfortable with, whatever's most beneficial to your team. But this build has been surprisingly effective for me. I toyed around with it for a long time before I got it to a place where I thought that it would be usable and actually have some value to my squad. And this is what I came up with. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please hit that like button. And I'll be bringing you some more build videos soon. I think my next one's going to be my Nomad Vampire build. So thanks for watching. Have a good one, guys.